We're following breaking news in Mansfield. A train derailed on the Connecticut Central rail line around 9 this morning. Tonight, a major road is closed. There's a shelter-in-place order for people who live within a half-mile radius of the area, and now the multi-day cleanup operation has begun. Our team has been out in the community all day today, talking with officials, neighbors, and businesses. You'll hear what happened and how it has impacted the people who live and work there. Thanks for watching the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Officials held a news conference about 2 hours ago to give us an update on what happened this morning. The big piece of good news here is no one was hurt. Let's get right out to Fox 61's Aaron Coogan, who has more on what officials are sharing with us tonight. Aaron.
Yeah, well, guys, one of the main questions expected to be answered this afternoon was whether or not any of the contents of those derailed cars actually spilled into the surrounding waterways. Of course, this top of mind as 6 of the 14 derailed cars were carrying this liquefied propane. It's not the stuff that you'd find at the gas station that's easily detectable by the aroma. This is a non-odorous compound, which makes it, that much harder to monitor and manage. The other cars were carrying other products, including lumber, grain, and some cooking grease. We did find out that testing that is ongoing for the chemical detection showed that there was no indication of that propane leaking, which is good, but we did have a spill of about 2,500 gallons of that cooking grease. They say that's since been contained and not of major concern as of right now. We do want to show you what that scene looked like this afternoon, because other than that, the nuts and bolts haven't really changed. 14 of a 43-car freight train derailed early this morning, 9 o'clock. Emergency services have been on scene ever since, and it's going to be a round-the-clock effort. It was along Stafford Road, or Route 32 in Mansfield. And again, as you mentioned, the main takeaway being that it was a freight train carrying goods rather than people. So no injuries as a result of the derailment. Still no word as to what caused the incident to begin with. And as we make our way back out tonight, the shelter in place for the 1/2 mile radius around Stafford is still in place. It's going to continue indefinitely. But again, something to keep in mind if you are a resident in the area. Those road closures are expected through the night and into the early morning. Guys?
Aaron, so yeah, we don't have injuries, and it sounds like the environmental impact is limited, contained at this point. What about the cost? Are there estimates out as to the cost of an incident like this to a municipality?
Well, you can imagine it's going to be a lot of dollar signs, right? It's the overtime, it's the extra personnel. We were talking about how this isn't going to be a process of hours. It was going to be a process of days. We did ask the town manager during that press conference for any kind of estimate, any kind of figure. He said he doesn't know, but in anticipation of those costs, he did declare a town emergency so that he could expedite any funding coming locally or federally. Take a listen.
Yeah, I think right now it's too preliminary to start talking about that. I mean, obviously, our focus is on doing the cleanup or the recovery as thoroughly as possible, making sure the situation is contained. When it comes to questions like that, there'll be a process to determine who bears responsibility for different things. So, as the chief said, what our focus is on now. We'll worry about the rest when it comes.
So again, it is wait and see for the residents here in Mansfield, and that goes for so many things. It goes for how long this recovery is going to be. It's going to be how long this investigation is going to take, but mostly for folks that are getting on the roads tonight, early tomorrow morning, it's going to be how long are these roadblocks going to be in place. It's Route 32 from Route 44E to 275, and they say it's going to be in place at least through tomorrow afternoon. Guys?
Coogan live in Manchester. Thanks so much. I want to pick up where Aaron left off. Let's talk about those road closures and how it's impacting the traffic there. Again, what Aaron just told us, Route 32 is closed between 44E and Route 275.
Fox 61's Tim Lambers is here to give us a better idea of what's going on out there on the roads. Tim.
Yeah, honestly, I think this could have been worse even from a traffic perspective, because this closure is about 2 miles away from the UConn campus. Here's the closure right here, and right down at that body of water, that's where the derailment happened. Widening out a little bit. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let me zoom back in. Here's the store's campus up here for reference. Now, if we widen back out, that's not one of the major roads people usually take to get to stores. A lot of people go I-84 down Route 195, and you can see it's starting to back up a little bit there, but that's because that's right in campus. That's not a problem. A lot of people, when they're going to sporting events, they tend to take the back roads. That does involve coming up Route 32, but then a lot of times, and I'll only zoom in here again, they come up Route 32 and then they take a right onto South Eagleville Road. That's Route 275. So that's not effective. What is affected are people who tend to live in those off-campus apartments that are to the southeast of the store's campus. People who go up Ravine Road, North Eagleville Road, that is being impacted. You will not be able to access North Eagleville Road right now. So if you're coming from the north, you can come up Route 32, take a right onto 44, and then Bone Mill Drive or Bone Mill Road will take you where you need to go. And for the most part, people can go on Route 275 pretty much all the way up to the backside of campus and then take Separatist Road in. And again, that's what a lot of people do when they're going to sporting events. But I just checked the UConn sports calendar, guys, and just a little bit of luck. There's no major sporting events today or tomorrow that seem to be happening on campus. The next relatively big sporting events are happening on Saturday. The problem might be resolved by then.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Let's get right out to Fox 61's Alicia Hercules, and she asked neighbors what today has been like. Alicia.
Sarah, the people I spoke with say they've seen trains pass by many times, but never thought a derailment would happen here.
It's right there. The train, all the cars, they all pretty much flipped over.
Alfredo Paniche, a mechanical engineering student at UConn, says he was shocked to learn of the derailment. He says it was both interesting and frightening to see it so close up.
It's a little concerning, being so close to home.
Craig Hendel says he was stuck in traffic with his friend when they learned what happened.
Roads are closed off. My friend picked me up, said there's a big accident, so we weren't sure. She was backed up in the traffic and then found out there was a train derailment.
Route 32 is closed between Route 44 East and Route 275. Sean Green can see some of the train cars from his home across Eagleview Lake. He says he was home when the derailment happened, but didn't hear anything.
Quite regularly, trains go by, one or two times a day.
He says to see this happen so close to his home is shocking.
And they go by slow. So, for 60 years, I've never heard of one derailing.
The derailment also drew the attention of spectators like Kevin Costello, who came from Bolton to get a closer look at the train.
My father worked in a warehouse, and I used to watch the trains go up and down the track all day long. And so when something like this happens, it obviously piques your interest. And it's good that nobody got hurt.
The cleanup is expected to take at least a few days. People in the area are encouraged to take alternative routes and avoid the area of 1090 Stafford Road. Live in Mansfield, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.